everyone. I've been really busy today. I started this morning with baking a bunch of large paper, 11 by 17. I did, I think, 25 sheets in the oven. I usually do this outside on a super hot day, but it's only April and I'll have to wait till maybe June to do this. But they turned out really well. What I like about them this time is that the coffee, I think I had it pretty strong, but it was reacting to the metal tray that I had them in. And it was I think, oxidizing, and I was going to throw out the concoction, the coffee concoction. But then after it dried in the oven, I did a couple of sheets and I really liked the look. So the other ones are in the other room. Actually, they're over by the ironing board because I ironed them all down. This is a much heavier bond paper. I don't think it's 20 or 24. It might be a little bit higher. I'll have to check the package. But I will be doing a lot more of these, and I will have them in my Etsy shop as well. So I did that. And then, just put this underneath, I was playing with some stickers, and I used my brayer. I was playing with that, and I just finished putting this stamp on there with a Ranger potting soil archival ink. I forgot I bought this. It'd been sitting in the drawer for probably a year or two. So I'm definitely going to be using that more often. Then after I did a whole bunch of these, I can see my jelly plate is pretty dirty. So I'm going to, at the end of the video, I'm going to try and clean this off with just some, just the white acrylic paint, and we'll see how that comes off. That'll be a test. So leave that there. Oh, and I'm loving the Tombow Mono glue. It's really good. Like, you really don't need very much. Really surprised. Really happy with it. I think it'll last a long time. Okay, so I did that. And then, oh yes, I printed some of these off. This is from my old photo album. I really like the color. This is the color I'd like. This came out a little bit brown, these two, but this is the one I really like. They're both good. I'm going to use them. So this is a scan of one of my old photo album pages, and I'm going to be putting these in the shop too. They're going to be really reasonably priced. Haven't done that yet, but that's on my list to do maybe tomorrow. But I did list some other items this afternoon. If you watched my channel before, you would have seen me making some of these flowers in gouache, Posca markers, and some gold. Now, they're not as vibrant right now. I just printed them off really quickly. I didn't do a high quality print because I just wanted to bring it down here to show you, but they will print out a lot nicer. I just have so many of these around. I didn't want to print out another copy, but they're super fun to put in your journals. Let's grab some scissors. So I can't find my good scissors. Where did they go? There's always something missing on my desk. These are very reasonably priced as well. And there are 12 flowers, and they're all about the same. Most of them are like the brown, gold, orange, yellow, green. But I do have one that has a very light blue, a medium blue outline, and this one just has a tinge of pink. So they're all very cohesive. They will look really great in your journal. So you can fussy cut these. This is just on regular paper, but you can also print them like on cardstock. Or, you know what you also could do? If you have like a plain paper or something with a muted background, you could also print these on top of that. And then, of course, they will look like this. And then you could make a pocket with it. That would look really nice, but I like it just like this and cut out because you can feel it on the page after you glue it on. So we've got that. Then I'm going to put those in my other journal. Then I uploaded these two. I made these a few weeks ago. I really like them. So I uploaded this to Etsy as well as the digital. I think this one is, I think it's $1.50. Very reasonable. And feel free to change the transparency of it when you download it. I don't mind at all. Do whatever you want with it. I think I why did I print this? I think I just want to put this in. Oh, this is another digital too, but I didn't print the other three. I left them upstairs. Anyway, go check out Paper Patio Connection on Etsy. I will put the link below, and you'll see the different digitals that I added today. Seeing that we're talking about flowers, I will just insert some of the pictures in here of the seeds that I have been germinating quite well. I think the tomatoes are having a bit of a problem. I think it's not quite warm enough in the front window, but the zinnias are coming up beautifully. Doing chrysanthemums. I've never done those before. Petunias are always difficult to germinate. But yeah, I don't want to go spend $300 on flowers just for my patio. And it's a lot of fun just, you know, germinating them on your own. And then lastly, after I did the coffee dyed paper this morning, and I decided to take those same papers, white papers, and rip them, then dip them again in the coffee, put them in the oven for a couple of minutes, and then I used a stencil on another paper I was stenciling here, and some others as well. And sorry, I'm all over the place. I was also stenciling on these stickers, these painted stickers. So there was a lot of the distress ink on this. So what I did was I just took a water bottle and I just sprayed it a bit, and then I took the remaining pieces of coffee dyed paper, small pieces, and I just kind of went like that. And I thought it was going to absorb, just the one piece was going to absorb everything, but I had enough on here to do a few more papers. There's not much on here, but these are the first two I believe that I did. So yeah, you can see the numbers, and it just gives it a really different look. I love that. So I don't always like using perfectly square or rectangle pieces in my journals. I do like to use the ones that are kind of ripped apart. Okay, I'm going to put this away, or as I like to say, off to the side. Hang this back up on the wall. I'm going to put those in some packs in the shop as well. Now, as promised, yesterday I said I wanted to show you my old journals. And it's a good thing I can edit this video because I know there's going to be a lot in here that I'll have to edit out. Okay, fair warning, there's a lot of blocking out of some of the writing in this. It's a lot more personal than the ones I've been working on recently, the junky journals. Anyway, look how fat this guy is. He's about, 5 inches. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 signatures. I worked on this one in 19. Oh my gosh. 2024. I think it took a good year to finish this off. I haven't looked at this probably in a couple of years. I'm excited to look at it. So the cover is made with, what did I make it with? Well, some kind of cardstock, and then I had a whole bunch of old newspaper. oh my God, I can't talk. A bunch of old books, and then I used, I do believe, the gloss gel medium, or you know what? I may have used Mod Podge on this. I can't remember. This is, I can't remember. So this is going to be fun to go through it. I don't even have a tie for it. I put a leather catch here. I went around, did some sewing, and then I think this is one of the first charms that I made, and then I was hooked. I started making them after that. So 4 signatures. Let's just open her up. You might see my hand going like this once in a while. That's my cue to stop the video, cut it, edit, because there may be something very personal. So anyway, I've got lots of different pockets. Look, here's a picture of when. This is how I do my coffee dyeing outside. I have hundreds of papers on a super hot day, and yeah, coffee dyeing old paper and envelopes on a hot day a couple of times per summer, so I have enough for my winter craft projects. And when I'm sitting on my patio, this is what I see next door. This beautiful lilac tree. So I believe this was, yeah, 2024. This was, I've been in my house for 33 years, and this is the nicest bloom I've ever seen on this tree. I would sit outside every day. Couldn't wait to get home after work. It's a short frame of time, probably, I think a couple weeks maybe, that this thing is in bloom, and I would sit out at my patio and I would just take it all in. It would smell so, so good. So here, what do I have here? Okay, I think I'm talking about the long weekend. And I have a little card here. So I find this journal a really tactile, a lot of really fun pieces to touch, very tactile. This is yarn here that I sewed. And just some things that I wrote here. Lots of different pockets, and lots of it was just made with junk. Here's a small painting that I did in 23. So I took a picture of it and had that printed. I painted this for my, here it is, for my sister-in-law. This is a Canadian artist, but I wanted something easy to paint, something to refer to. I couldn't get anything out of my brain to do, and I gifted this for Christmas, so she really enjoyed that. This is where my car was sitting at work when I got a ticket, and I fought it, and I won. Here I talk about being an empath and what that's like. That's who I am. Again, lots of nice stuff to touch. Here is the original key, I guess, like the little, this is from my new car when I bought it in 2007. And the key was on here, so I found it in a drawer, so I put it original thing. This has to be crossed off too. The sea soap. This comes from my cousin. She got it from New Brunswick when she went there. There's my favorite spot. And then I talk about that there. Mental health. Surely I'm not the only one that, you know, suffers from that from time to time. We have to take care of our mental health. This is why I do my journaling. This is why I come down to my craft room and I glue and I cut and I paste and I paint and I do jelly prints and then I sew something. It's so much fun, even if I just come down here to clean or clean off my desk. It's just, I'm immersed in what I love and it makes me happy. And that's the bottom line. I went to a trip to Saskatoon Here's some friends from North Dakota. I love this licorice. Very dangerous. I had a few of those this week. Should not have done that. It's me at work. I just took a selfie. This is where I used to work in 1981, the Dairy Queen, for a couple of months. So do you see how different this is compared to my other ones? There's a lot of writing. There's my brother and I when we were little. Oh my gosh. That's so cute. Aren't we just cute? Yeah, like I'm using ribbon and lace. I'm making pockets out of children's book pages. I'm using envelopes that come in the mail. This comes from my cousin. She had these. I think she got them from a friend of a friend. I don't know. Apparently this was all the rage in the 90s. I had never heard of it before. This was sewn on. I think they're used as postcards. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly what that was. But she thought of me right away, and so she gave that to me. I'm quite proud of the fronts of the signatures in this book. I did a lot of, just a lot of sewing on them as well. And this one too, some old pages. And here's something that I don't do. I haven't done it in a long time, and that's the splattering of the paint. And then I took a Posca marker and I just, oh, you know what? That's not Posca marker. These are COVID swabs. They were throwing them out at work because we stopped doing that. We didn't need the test kits anymore. And before I threw them out, I looked and I went, oh my gosh, these swabs, they have like, you know, it's a swab for COVID. And they have this really tiny little foam at the end of the swab. If you ever had a nasal swab done, you'll know what it looks like. And it makes the perfect dot on the page. So I have a whole bunch of those. Yeah, nothing goes in the garbage. I can reuse everything. I love vintage advertising. Junior Bazaar. I loved shopping that as a young teenager at Sears. I have garden pictures in my living room. I cleaned it up and then I took a picture. What else? In the news. I like to add these in the news headlines for my journals. July 13th, Richard Simmons died. August 8th, the UK riots with the Muslims. January of last year, of 2025, Justin Trudeau resigns as Prime Minister. So lots of writing. Tickets. These are the tickets, or my boarding pass to Europe in 1983. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I opened this up. Reach out to a friend today and ask them about their day. Be a listening ear and support them. Caring and sharing makes you stronger, and connections matter. They sure do. It's in this pocket. Probably more gardening pictures. Oh yes, this is what it looks like when I'm sitting on my patio. Just looking on into my garden over here, my grass, the shed, and this is what it looks like across the street from my house. I have a park. I absolutely love my house. I never want to move. I used to make belly bands a lot. I got these pictures from a calendar from Dollarama. I scanned it, printed it. Look how pretty. They came out just so good. And this picture, you may wonder, well, what is with this? Well, this is, I think, 1981. When I saw this photo online, I had a flashback to the early 80s. I just had to put it in my journal. And to most people, the whole ensemble is plain. But to me, it was such a fresh new look for me as a 14-year-old. I loved her hair, the lip gloss, the sweater, the tan pants. I had a similar clothes and just wanted to look like a model like any other kid. I mean, coming from the 70s, this was really avant-garde. Fear makes us careful, but never let it paralyze you. That really hit, so I had to put that in there. But see how the papers are of different sizes? That's what I like about this book. That's that same calendar that I made, and I changed the transparency, made a pocket, and added some more here. This picture is from a seed catalog. I scanned that and printed it. Super cute. And then I just kind of write on the back. Here's the third signature. I just love the front. Big tag. I found two really old birthday cards. So that had to go in there. An old driver's license. I had a lot of pink, and these ladies, I love putting them into my journal. Got to do that again. I'd like to draw. I do like this spread. So this coming October will be 10 years since I've seen Tanya Tucker up in Saskatoon. And that was so much fun. I absolutely love her music. There's still a few more spots I could journal in. I'm so happy I pulled this off. Oh, look at that. Beverages on the patio. Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. This is my side patio. I have a much larger area in the back, but this is easier to decorate, and it's just very quaint. And my side door is just right here, so I can just bloop, pop out and have a coffee or a gin and tonic. Red River cereal. They stopped making that I don't know, a few years ago. And there was some, I don't know, backlash. Not really backlash, but I think people, a new company came around, and they decided to start making it. So it's a different company, and yeah, the demand was there. So definitely buying that. There I am in the car with my glasses on, taking care of my friends' cats. A rainy Thursday night spent in the craft room. How unusual is that? Oh, and here are those licorice toffees, which I absolutely love. So that was a couple years ago, and they're still $3.99. Again, another lady. These pictures were taken during COVID. I had to take a picture because I know we wouldn't believe it. And look at the prices. Like, that's really good for apples. $1.96. Magazine, the paper patio. I think I had just come up with a name for my channel, so I put that in there. I love this coffee. This cat, when I took care of her, I think her name was Cookie, and she would never shut up. So I put, I talk too much. So much stuff in here. A really, really old watercolor that, well, not too old, it's 2021, but I just butchered it, and I was going to throw it out. I'm a lot better than that, but I think I was working with gouache too, and nothing was working, so I put it away, and then I found it again, and I thought, no, I'm going to keep that. It's my grandma and grandpa's house. They're gone. The house is occupied by another family now. Looks like I could still come back and write a few things. This is an old mushroom bag. And the end. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Now, let's end this program by trying to take this off. I don't know if it's going to work. I have much better luck using a more expensive white paint. like, I think it's transparent white or mixing white. But I just wanted to try it with the cheap brand just to see. And if it doesn't come off, whatever. I'm okay with it. But I think the key to making sure this comes off is I'm going to let it sit for a bit. But with the magic of television, you will see this within 30 seconds. Okay, I've been rubbing for about 2 minutes here. The sides aren't really coming off. I'm sure they would, I'm sure I would have a clean plate here if I would have used the other white, but that's okay. I can do that in another day. I think it's picking up the green underneath, like just the hint of green. So let's see what we've got. I can still use this, no problem. So you see the pink is still there, but I'm okay with that. Let's turn this over. I'm happy with that. So yeah, there's still pink here. That'll come off on the next pull. I like that. Totally use that. Nothing wrong with it at all. I love this kind of look. So what I could do is cut this down 8.5 by 11. Maybe write a poem on my computer, or maybe some really nice lyrics and print it off with this and put that in my journal. There's so many things to do. Let me know what you're doing today. Write down in the comments. I want to know. Are you having fun today playing? Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.